What is up, guys? It's your boy Coach Clay. Man, everybody in the stream has been asking me for my build. I want to show it to you. This is my big man build. With the release of NBA 2K22, that means I'm going to be making some more 2K content. So follow me for not only simulations, but also for some builds that I'm going to be putting out there. So let me jump y'all into it. I'm going to show you guys my Tim Duncan big man build. This guy can do everything you want. He can lock down most of the positions that are out there on the floor. He can get rebounds like none other, and he can also stop and pop. When it comes to any of the shots, he can stand out on the three-point line. He can pop those threes. He can hit middies. He can do it all. But let me not waste any time. Let me jump you into it and show you what this build is going to look like. So I typically run with a guy that's a very well-known character within our community. I call him Butter Biscuits, but the name don't really matter. So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to be making a center build, right? I normally go with the left-handed center build, and again, the jersey numbers don't really matter, but just for the sake of this, we're going to make him a 33, right? So we're going to move on into the next part, which comes to the body settings. So for the height, we're going to go with about a 7-foot build. We're actually going to move the weight down. We're going to make him a little bit thinner. I want you to notice the things that are moving when I'm making him thinner. I'm going to move him to about a 227-pound weight. That's going to be a beautiful weight that you're going to be able to be a lot more mobile with. If you'll notice, the speed and the acceleration is moved up a lot. You'll lose some of the strength, but that's fine. You'll actually make up for it in badges. So you'll get some good badges that'll help you still be able to move around the paint, body people in the paint. It's totally going to be fine. I'll show you in a minute when it comes to the badges, okay? So when it comes to the wingspan, you'll want to make this wingspan a 7'10" wingspan. Why are we doing that? Notice what's moving. So the 7'10" wingspan, you're going to suffer a little bit when it comes to just some other things regarding shooting, but shooting is super easy in this game. I'll show you how it's easy. You'll have all the badges that you'll need for shooting when it comes to this build so that you can be able to still stand out on the three-point line and pop shots whenever you need to. So you're going to see some of the things that are going to be moving, stuff that we're compensating for. We're moving speed, we're moving acceleration, we're moving our vertical up, and the perimeter defense and steal. Because again, it's no point of having a big man build if you can't take them out to the park and still be able to guard the small people. You want to be able to guard the small guys. So that's why perimeter defense is going to go up and steal is going to go up to give you a couple of badges that you're going to need when we hit the park. So this is going to be a heavy defense, heavy glass cleaning, and also give you all the perks that you want when it comes to shooting for this build, because that's the type of build that I like to run with. So the body size doesn't really matter as much, but I want to make sure the guy that I have has some fortitude down there in the paint. So I'm going to not go with the slight build. I don't want a compact build. I don't want a solid build. I don't even want a defined build. I want to go with the built guy. So that's what I'm going to do. So 7 foot, 227 pounds, 7'10" wingspan, and he's going to be built. All right. So now we're moving into the next part. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go all the way down to the physicals. So we're going to max everything down here on the physical side. We're going to make this all the way up to about a 98. Strength, we're going to move up. Vertical, we're also going to move up, which is going to be huge in the park. You're going to need that vertical with the 7-footer. So here we go. Acceleration, we're going to move up as well. And speed, we need that. Speed and acceleration, that's what's going to keep you in somewhat of a close range when it comes to some of the smaller builds that are out there on the park. All right, so the next thing we're going to jump into is the defense and rebounding. Okay, so we're going to want to move this up. Remember, we got long wingspan. We want to suck up all the rebounds. So we're going to go ahead and max out offensive and defensive rebounds. And then when it comes to the block, you don't need to make it go to all the way 99. In fact, here's what I would say. You'll probably want to make that a 90. So once you have that at about a 90, you'll want to go ahead and max out your steals as well, along with your perimeter defense. You'll want that perimeter defense. That's going to be helpful for you to guard, again, the small people on that my court, but also big enough to guard anybody that comes into the paint. Interior defense, you already know what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and max that bad boy out, okay? Now we're going to move into the playmaking. This is where we're going to sacrifice a lot of the build. Now keep this in mind. This is a very Tim Duncan-esque build. Tim Duncan doesn't really have a lot of ball handling. He doesn't really have a lot of speed with the ball, so we're actually not going to add any points to either of those two. In fact, the only thing we want to move is going to be the pass accuracy, and we're going to move that up to about a 73. Do we want to go 73? We'll go 73 with this. And then the next thing we're going to jump into is going to be the shooting, okay? So here's what you want for shooting. You'll want to go 75 with the mid-range, 75 with the three-pointer. And I'm going to leave the free throw alone because we're going to dump the rest of our points into free throw, and I'll show you why in just a minute, okay? So I'm going to put a pause on the free throw. But right there alone in just shooting, you have 19 badges. I'm going to go back through and show you each one of the badges that you're going to get with this build, okay? Okay, and the last thing we're going to work on is the finishing. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to actually move us all the way up to the close shot. I'm going to move that to about a 70. 70 is going to be a good range for you to be able to just make those light touches around the rim. You're 7 foot. You got a huge wingspan. You're not going to really need it as much, but that's there for for some badges. When it comes to the driving layup, you'll go ahead and max out the driving layup, and then you'll also max out your driving dunk. Okay, after that, we're gonna do the standing dunk and the post control. So here's what you'll want. You'll wanna go for about a 95 on the standing dunk. And the standing dunk is actually going to allow you to get those Hall of Fame badges, one of those last few Hall of Fame badges you'll need, which I'll show you in just a minute. And then the post control, you'll actually want to make that about a 90. So from here, if you'll notice, the last thing we didn't touch is free throws. And the remaining points we have don't really do that much for free throws. So here's where you can compensate for certain things that you need. If you're trying to run in the NBA career, you're trying to actually make free throws, I want to show you what you can do in order to take away from, but not penalize your build. So we're actually going to go down to the playmaking. I'm going to take away from the passing, and I'm actually going to drop that down to about a 60. So I can try to get my free throw up to about a 75. Once I hit that, I'm going to put the rest of my points right back here. That'll give me all of the badges that I need for floor general, break starter, bullet passer, needle threader, post playmaker, and special delivery. That's all the passing badges that you'll need for this build, because again, keep this in mind, you're not facilitating anything with this build. Your build is mainly going to be to spot up for shots, bang in the paint, get all the rebounds, and guard all the positions. You're sacrificing playmaking so that you can have every other one of the very tangible things you need in this build. So let's look at the badges real quick. So here's what you get when it comes to this build. You'll have a legendary back down punisher. That's going to be helpful. Drop stepper, fast twitch, which is going to give you the ability to make dunks and layups super quick when you get rebounds or whenever you have a post move that you're successful with. Fearless finisher is going to be super helpful. Lob City finisher, you're going to be able to dunk on most people with that gold Lob City finisher. Post spin technician, you got great post moves. You got the putback boss. You got the gold posterize, but this one's probably my favorite. You get the legendary rise up badge, which means if you're in the paint and you have the legendary badge and you've maxed out your standing dunk along with a couple of other things, including your vertical, that means when you're in the paint and you're trying to make a dunk, it's going to happen. Legendary is going to be able to get you through a lot of those contact dunks and dunks whenever you need to get it up quickly. Now let's move into the shooting badges. So for the shooting badges, you'll have a couple of them that you'll notice are going to be super helpful for you in the park. You'll get a catch and shoot badge, you'll get difficult shot badge, you'll get a set shooter badge, you'll get a gold sniper badge, volume badge. It's also going to be gold. The first things you'll want to look to upgrade when it comes to these badges is going to be your sniper badge, easy catch and shoot badge, and your limitless spot up 3. That's going to be helpful for you as you're getting ready to in this build. Remember, you're not creating your own shot, but you're stopping and popping. So once you hit a screen, you roll off that screen, you're mid-range, you're at the three-point line, they'll dump it to you. It's easy money. You're going to have those badges. It's going to make you hit those shots. This is a build that's got 75 mid-range and 75 three-point. You're going to green shots. It's going to happen. I actually forgot to put the remaining points right here on the free throw. So I'm going to put that up to about an 84 free throw, which will give you a very good free throw percentage for your big. Again, if you want to, you can actually take that down to about a 70, and you can put that anywhere else you want to. You can put that on the close shot. You can put that on whatever you want to. It doesn't really matter. I put it up to about an 84 because I like to play my NBA season, so I'm going to need my free throw percentage to be better than that. Let's move into the playmaking. This is the one we sacrificed the most from. So we saw some of the badges. Again, nothing really sexy that's there, but we got the badges we need with this one, which is break starter, post playmaker. That's all you really need. So we're now going to move into the next tier, which is going to be my favorite tier about this. Guys, in case you don't know, 2K is big on defense. Defense matters in this game, but it's also really easy to do. So since defense is super easy, these badges are going to make it even easier for you to be able to lock up all of the positions on the floor. You got badges that are going to be super help box, which allows you to successfully box out any player on the floor. You got that in a legendary brick wall that's super helpful in the park to get your teammates open and also set you up for a wide open three-point shot or midi to knock down. Chase down artists, you're going to need that because there's going to be high flyers in the park, and it also allows you to pin that stuff easy on the backboard. Defensive leader allows you the chance to be able to raise all of your defensive player abilities. This is helpful for everybody on the floor. Gold intimidator, gold rebounder chaser, gold rim protector, and you got a gold worm, which lets you be able to get off of box outs that easy. Guys, this is going to be an OP defender build in the park. Also, I can't forget legendary pogo stick. That allows you to go quickly back up for a rebound whenever you need it. This is an OP defensive build. It's a primary defensive build with a glass cleaning tendency. It's going to be super helpful for you in the park in every aspect that you need from the defensive side of the play. So yeah, that's the build. You're going to actually move into the next part, which is the primary takeover. I typically do for the primary takeover a paint intimidation. This is going to be super, super helpful because you'll have people that'll want to drive the paint with high flyers, and that'll actually even the playing field a lot for you. And then the secondary takeover, I go with a limitless range. That will then give you another up for you to be able to make the shots that you need to for your secondary takeover. But you don't have to do limitless range. You can also do things such as spot up precision, which is another significant boost that you get for any spot up jump shot. You can do stuff blocks, pain intimidation. It doesn't really matter. You can double up on any of these things. This build, I would recommend if you're wanting to make sure you hit those shots, I would look at limitless range or I would look at spot up precision. Those are going to be two helpful things that you can use for your ability on the offensive side of the ball. And that leads us to the end of our build, and that's going to move us into what this build actually looks like and some comparisons for it. This is a glass cleaning lockdown with a 75 mid-range, 75 three-point shot. He's going to be OP on defense, OP on the boards, and you can stop and pop on any of those three-point or mid-range jump shots once they start doubling some of your best players on the court, or if they just can't play defense and leave you wide open. This is going to be an animal of a build, and Wilt Chamberlain, I think, is a very good comparison for this. That could be a good Tim Duncan comparison. You got killer badges you can use. I think, personally, this is one of the best big man builds that are going to be running the park. I think you should run this. If you love that kind of style, that's going to be the best build for you. Again, 2K developers made sure that there was not going to be any meta, but if you did need a big man meta that can do anything you need to outside of dribbling and doing fancy passes, this is the guy. He's going to help you get all that you need. I hope this was helpful for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see some more builds that I run with or that I would recommend for you as you're trying to figure out your best my player situation, hit me up in the comments below. If you also wouldn't mind giving the video a thumbs up, I would appreciate that. And tell me, what's your favorite position you love playing on my player mode? I may get a chance to see that in the comments, and I would love to see if I can figure out a good build for you to run in the my park. I'll see y'all on the next video. Take it easy, man. Peace.